But meanwhile, a procession is underway for Trooper Aaron Pelletier, his body being taken from the medical examiner's office to his hometown of Southington. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Susan Raff is live in Farmington, where that procession will begin. Susan.
Kara, good afternoon. We are live outside the medical examiner's office here in Farmington, and for the past few minutes, state police and law enforcement from all over the state have been lining up to be a part of this procession. There was another procession here yesterday, shortly after Trooper Pelletier was killed on the highway. This state is in mourning. These law enforcement officers know very well the risks that they take every day when they go to work. And sadly, Trooper Aaron Pelletier died doing the job that he loved, protecting the roads. He had pulled over someone along 84. Apparently, the person was not wearing a seatbelt. When Trooper Pelletier was outside talking to the driver, he was struck by the driver of a red pickup truck. We are told at first the pickup truck hit the trooper's cruiser and then hit Trooper Pelletier's shoulder. That driver did not stop. He drove 5 miles up the road and eventually pulled over because police say his vehicle was disabled. He got out of the vehicle and then was taken into custody. But this is a very tragic day for law enforcement. Trooper Pelletier was young. He was only 34 years old. He had a wife and 2 small children, ages 3 and 5, Zachary and Troy. He loved them both. We are told he had an infectious smile. He truly liked the job that he was doing. He had been a state trooper for the past 9 years, and before that, he was with the Department of Correction. So at this point, we are waiting for the procession to begin. All of these cars will be going around a circle. They will be following the hearse outside the medical examiner's office, and they will be taking Trooper Pelletier's body to a funeral home in Southington. For now, we are live in Farmington. Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Susan, thank you. Certainly a solemn and heartbreaking day as we give you a live look overhead as you can look through Drone 3, the route that is being taken for that procession from Farmington that will begin soon from the medical examiner's office to the funeral home in Southington. Today's procession will end in Trooper Pelletier's hometown of Southington, and that's where Channel 3's Luke Hydash is live now outside the Della Vecchia funeral home, where there is already a big showing of support. Luke, what's happening there?
Kara, you can feel the sadness and the weight of what is about to happen here in the next hour or so here in Trooper Pelletier's hometown. You can already see the mass showing of support preparing to welcome Trooper Pelletier's body back to his hometown of Southington. We have seen troopers and police officers from all across not only Connecticut, but the entire Northeast. Troopers from the state of Vermont, troopers from the state of Massachusetts, as well as police officers from places like Manchester, West Haven, Meriden, even as far as Norwich in the eastern half of the state. You can see the showing that is already here before Trooper Pelletier's body even arrives at Della Vecchia Funeral Home in his hometown of Southington. You can see the funeral home workers over there preparing for this procession to arrive here within the next hour or so. The bunting that is on the funeral home already to honor the trooper here with so many people who know him in this area, people already gathering up and down this route here, preparing to welcome his body back. The fire departments also preparing. You can see a little bit further down North Main Street, not sure how well we can see it here, but a flag up at the Southington Fire Department along that processional route. And this is a loss not only for law enforcement in our state, but for the entire first responder community. We have seen showings from first responders in Waterbury, the fire department here as well, because when something like this happens, something as tragic as this, everybody who risks their lives every day, all first responders feel it, as well as their families. And it is only fitting that Trooper Pelletier's body is brought back to the community, specifically in which he grew up, in which he loved. We're live in Southington. Luke Hydash, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.